Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Iti te jnanamakya akyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrishaitadashishena yathechasi tatha guru. Translation. Thus I have explained to you the most confidential of all knowledge. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. Purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki
Jai.
The Lord has already explained to Arjuna the knowledge of Brahma Bhuta. One who is in the Brahma Bhuta condition is joyful. He never laments, nor does he desire anything. That is due to confidential knowledge. Krishna also discloses knowledge of the Super Soul. This is also Brahman knowledge, knowledge of Brahman, but it is superior. Here Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that he can do as he chooses. God does not interfere with the little independence of the living entity. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has explained in all respects how one can elevate his living condition. The best advice imparted to Arjuna is to surrender unto the Super Soul seated within his heart. By right discrimination, one should agree to act according to the order of the Super Soul. That will help one become situated constantly in Krishna consciousness, the highest perfectional stage of human life. Arjuna is being directly ordered by the Personality of Godhead to fight. Surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is in the best interest of the living entities. It is not for the interest of the Supreme. Before surrendering, one is free to deliberate on this subject as far as the intelligence goes. That is the best way to accept the instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such instruction comes also through the spiritual master, the bona fide representative of Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master, His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, opens my darkened eyes with the blazing torchlight of knowledge. I offer him my humble obeisances. So, in this shloka, Krishna tells Arjuna that I have explained everything to you, the whole knowledge, all the yoga systems. I have showed you my universal form. I have described to you the process of devotional service. I have explained to you what is the soul, what is matter, what is time, what is universe, everything. I have told you this confidential knowledge. And now you deliberate on it fully, and then do what you wish to do. Arjuna didn't want to fight. Krishna arranged for the battle of Kurukshetra, but Arjuna declined. He did not want to fight because of bodily considerations based on the bodily relationships. So he was very perplexed, and then he asked Krishna to explain to him, to guide him, to tell him what to do, to instruct him, not to tell what to do, to instruct. So then Krishna explained everything, and now they come to the point. Arjuna is supposed to make a decision. Decision is what differs. Decision, the power to discriminate, the power to make decisions discriminates humans from animals. Animals don't decide. Animals just go on, forced by the three modes of material nature, according to the body that the living entity acquires. It might be the body of a dog or a cat or an elephant or an ant. They have to act accordingly, and there is not much room to act otherwise. There are some examples where some animals were acting in a peculiar way, but that is very rare. Generally, they simply follow their so-called instincts. That means that the animal will behave simply in that, let's say, prescribed way, and not much else out. A human being has a power to discriminate. He can act as an animal, forced by his lower animalistic nature, or he can decide to act on a higher level, That means to inquire about the nature of existence. Because animals, they don't actually understand. There is no higher perception of the self. There is perception of bodily needs, and their acting simply aims to satisfaction of that bodily needs. That is also common with the human being. We also feel bodily necessities. The body needs to get some energy. Body needs to eat. Body needs to sleep. Body needs to take rest. The brain needs to take rest. Therefore we sleep, regenerate the power. The body also feels the urge for sex. The body feels the urge to reproduce. Small flies, they reproduce. Bacteria, they reproduce themselves. Plants reproduce. Everyone reproduces. These machines, they are built in such a wonderful way that they are able to reproduce themselves. Where is that machine? Material scientists, they are very proud. We can build this, that. So where is that machine that you build the machine once and then the machine is able to reproduce itself without your further attention? So if they take so much credit for building these machines, why they don't give credit to the supreme engineer who built their bodies, their machines, their brains? What kind of machine is the brain? We cannot even conceive what is going on in a human brain. We know partially, yes, this structure is for this is for that, this goes like this is interconnected with that, but overall we don't know how the brain works. There is no such theory, no understanding. Far away from understanding. You cannot be very proud. So this is the distinction between man and animal. But what we have also common with animals, and what is the actual purpose of religion? Religion is not a faith, not a system of faith, that I believe this, you believe that, and someone doesn't believe, he says he doesn't believe anything. He believes his mind, he believes his senses. No one can say that I don't believe anything. If you don't believe anything, then you can commit suicide. But no, we always believe in something, but this is not religion to believe. I can believe in this or that. True religion, or better to say Dharma, the word Dharma in Sanskrit means that which cannot be taken away from the object, that quality which cannot be separated from the object, the characteristic, the very inner nature of the entity. That is called Dharma. So Srila Prabhupada explains very nicely what is actual religion. Actual religion, or Dharma, means that every object has got his Dharma. For example, sugar is sweet. Sugar must be sweet. Sugar cannot be bitter or sour or salty. If I put a white powder on your hand and say, my friend, this is sugar, you can have nice...
Was that bitter?
Powder, white powder. I'll put on your hand. Sugar. Bitter. Oh, bitter.
Sour.
Like a box. Sour is like lemon. Sour taste. You have 4 tastes: sweet, sour, bitter, salty. 4 tastes. So sugar has to be sweet.
Yeah.
Just like salt is salty and sugar is sweet.
Bitter is like cocoa. You ever tasted cocoa?
Coconut?
No, cocoa. Cocoa.
Or coffee.
Oh, I hear you.
Cocoa?
Or beer. Beer is bitter. Beer. When you drink beer, the taste is bitter. Yeah. Okay, anyway, sugar must be sweet. That we understand. Sugar must be sweet. So if I put something that is not sweet and I say it's sugar, you all immediately know that is not sugar, that is something else. So to be sweet, that is the Dharma of sugar. If sugar is not sweet, he is not in his position, he is somewhere, he is nowhere. It is nowhere. So every object in the universe that exists, everything that exists has got its Dharma. And the living entity, the spirit soul, we have Dharma. And that Dharma is that we serve. We are always servants of someone or something. We serve our family, we serve our boss in the job, at the job, we serve our boss, we serve our girlfriends, boyfriends. When I marry my girlfriend, then we have kids, then I serve the kids. I think I am the master of the family, but actually I am the servant of everyone in the family. My wife says, go buy this. My kid says, go this, do that, give me some money, I need this, that. So we simply serve. And Prabhupada very nicely says, if there is no one to serve, if one has no family, no children, so he goes in the street and catches some dog and then serves him. So this is our Dharma, serve. And this shloka, this is about what? This is about free will. Krishna gives Arjuna choice. He offers him choice. I tell you, it is like this. You can act according to my instructions. You can act according to what you have heard from me. You can act in this way. That means you get up and fight. Or you can do as you like, as you want it. That means drop your weapons, go to the forest and back. Don't fight, just let them have the kingdom. Abandon your duty as a kshatriya, as a warrior, and simply, go somewhere, lose all your fame, prestige. These people will laugh at you, and that's alright. You don't have to mind much. You can go to the forest and beg and eat fruits or something. So you have a choice. You can act as you desire. So God never interferes. Krishna, God, means that He is completely independent. Swarat, that word is used in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Swarat, that is one of the description of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Swarat means self-sufficient, independent. He does not depend on anyone. His knowledge does not depend on anyone. His bliss, his enjoyment, his ananda, his ecstasy does not depend on anyone. He does not need anyone to come and give him food. He does not need anyone to come and give him shelter. He is completely full in himself and independent. And we, parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we also have this quality that we have minute independence, little free will. Now what is that free will? Can we do whatever we like? Can we become whatever we want? Can we go wherever we want? Yes, but not at this position. In this position, in this material world, when we are conditioned, embodied in the material body, we are very limited. We cannot go. The soul is called sarvagata. That means it can go anywhere. It is faster than the mind. Imagine what is the speed of mind. You think of planet Jupiter, immediately you are there. You think of sun planet, immediately you are there. Sun is like some 150 million kilometers away. Very far away. Millions and hundreds of millions of kilometers away. So you simply think of it like that, you immediately are there. Less than a second you are there. You can go that distance with your mind. With your mind. So imagine what is the spirit soul. What is the velocity. So that means the sarvagata, it can go anywhere. In the spiritual world you can go anywhere where you want. There's no limitation. The spiritual world is unlimited. And your potency to go there is also unlimited. Here we are not unlimited. Here we are very limited. So what is that our free will? We are very conditioned. Even there is karma. Karma means that I have performed some actions in the past and now I have to enjoy or suffer the consequences, and whatever I do now, that creates some other reaction in the future that I have to consider. So I'm even limited with this causality. It is not that I will commit some nonsense and then I don't have to take the consequence. So this limitation is there. So what is that free will? There are again some extreme poles, extreme positions. Some people say that there is like you can do whatever you want and this and that and everything is by accident, whatever. You know, some kind of, I don't know how to call it. What is that called? Like not a nihilist, but they don't even accept the causality. Even that.
Animals.
Even this kind of philosophy is there. And the opposite, it's called fatalism. Fatalism. That there is some heavily predestined fate which you cannot change in any circumstance. You cannot do anything about it. It will happen. You have no free will. You are completely under some either higher power or some laws or whatever. You cannot do anything. Whatever happens to you. So the truth is somewhere in between. We are conditioned. We are limited. There is fate. There is some predestined portion of happiness or distress by our actions from the past, that karma. But we can also make free decision. We can also make a decision. There is always also a free will, just like Krishna explains here to Arjuna. So what is that free will? That free will is to choose whom I am going to serve, where I shall repose my service. There are two realities. Ultimately there is one reality, but for us there are two realities. We can perceive two realities. One reality is called Krishna, the ultimate reality, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the other reality, which we create actually by our consciousness, it is not there, not that which is not. Simply it is our creation, and that is called Maya. Maya in Sanskrit means that which is not, some hallucination. So this world is not a hallucination, this world is real. But our attitude towards this world is hallucination. That is Maya. Krishna does not create Maya, we create Maya. Everything is factually, ultimately spiritual, but we make it material by our approach. What is that approach? I am Krishna, I am God, I am enjoyer, I am creator. So we get entangled in this false ego, in this false understanding of the reality. We get this wrong conception. We develop that wrong conception by all kinds of nonsense philosophies, materialistic science that tries to simply push on that idea that we don't need anyone, we don't need anything, we simply control material nature and enjoy like animals. Animals enjoy on very base level, and let us enjoy on very high class, high-tech level. This is called Maya. We can serve that. We can serve our senses, our body. We are not this body, we are spirit soul, embodied. We can serve this, that which is not. We can serve the body, which is not. Body is constantly changing from boyhood to youthhood, from youthhood to old age. And when the old age is very old age, the body becomes useless, it is finished, the soul leaves the body, enters another womb, and develops another body, and again the same cycle. Punah charvita charvananam, again to chew the chewed, again sense gratification, again trying to be the topmost, again trying to be number one. Either as animal, big dog eats the small dog, get out of my territory, or in a human society, on the border. Why have you come here? Why did you come here? Why did you come here? Show me your visa, show me your money. Have you money? Why? What do you want in my country? Get out. You are black, you are white, you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, I kill you. All kinds of this nonsense. So this is the service to that which is not, to that which will not endure, to asat, that which is temporary. Time is eternal. Time is eternal. And that which has beginning and end, it may last for millions and billions of years, just like this universe. But in the scope of the eternal time, it is just like a little bubble in the ocean that appears, goes a little bit, and then disappears. So factually, there is no substantiality into this body, to the universe, to whatever we create. It will be finished, everything. That is called asat, that which will be finished. That which is not, Maya. And then the other reality, the beginning of understanding this reality is the Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati sarva sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labate param. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. One who understands, factually realizes that I am not this body, I am not this asat, temporary skin bag of flesh and bones, but I am eternal spirit soul. Such person does not lament and does not hanker. Why do we lament? We lament because we have something for our sense gratification and then we lose it. That is where the lamentation comes. And what do we hanker after? We hanker after sense objects of sense gratification. Oh, I need this, I want this, then I'll be happy. If I get this, I will be happy. We get it, enjoy for 5 days, and then either someone steals it, or it gets broken, or we get fed up with it, and then we again lament. Oh, and again anxiety, where to get something for enjoyment, and again lamentation, hankering, lamentation. Shoka and kankshati. Kankshati means to lament, and shochati means to hanker, or the other way around. So that is called moha, illusion. So one who's in that level, he sees all the living entities on the same platform, and then he can start to serve the reality, serve Krishna. How to serve Krishna? That we have to learn from the spiritual master. Not learn, we already know, but that knowledge is covered by this illusion. So we simply have to discover our original self. It is now covered, we have to discover, uncover. This discovery process, this adventure of self-realization is conducted under the order of the spiritual master, who teaches us about our original nature, Satchidananda Vigraha, that we are eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss, as opposed to existence in this material body, which is temporary, full of misery and ignorance. So simply we have to, by the process of self-realization, get to this platform, at least Brahma Bhuta, and then go beyond. I am spirit soul, okay, I am eternal. No lamentation, no hankering. Okay, what is next? What is my true activity? Because in this material existence we simply hanker and lament.
Take another pillow. It's going to help you. Yeah, I can sit there too much.
If you take another pillow, if you make, it's going to help you.
Okay.
Yeah. See?
We simply hanker and lament, and all our activities aim to this goal, to acquire the object of sense gratification, therefrom comes frustration, and then we think that, oh, spiritual life means to be inactive, to switch off everything, turn off. Just like I can turn off this fan, it will stop working. So there are these philosophies like Mayavad, and Buddhism also says like that you stop everything. You stop your mind, you stop your body, you stop this, that, you deny everything. You deny all pleasure, you deny all desires, you become desireless, you become a senseless nonsense, they say. Switch off everything, nonsense, senses, mind, body, pleasures, desires. You become a senseless void, zero, and they are able to talk about zero for hours. If you want to be zero, then you be quiet. You be faithful to the philosophy. Zero means no sound. You can be quiet. But our philosophy is not like that. We have something to say. Spiritual life means activity. Spiritual life means to divert our misguided intelligence and misguided mind and misguided activity of the body even, to the reality. That means to perform devotional service, to meditate on Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, on the form of Krishna, beautiful blackish covered boy with a flute, with peacock feather in his hair, with yellow silk garments, with ornaments, pearl necklace, bangles, jewels, flower garlands, wandering about on the banks of Yamuna in Vrindavan, herding cows, Surabhi cows, taking fruits from Kalpavriksha, the desire trees, enjoying with his cowherd boys, gopis, his father and mother, Nanda and Yashoda, Vasudeva and Devaki, etc. The spiritual world is full of varieties, full of pleasure. Where from we derive pleasure? From variety, not from void. So this is the real philosophy. Philosophy of love, variety. Love means two persons. Not that I love some cloud or I love myself. To love oneself is masturbation. That is also not love. That is, some nonsense. Love means two persons. I give and I also receive. There is reciprocation. That means personal philosophy, not this impersonal Mayavad nonsense. So God give us this free will to choose whom we want to serve, and if we choose rightly, if we deliberate, as far as our intelligence goes, we can come to the right conclusion and then start to act accordingly. Then we can become happy when we serve the reality, not the illusion. In illusion, we never can be happy. You can have a nice family, nice bank balance, everything will be finished. And when you are so unfortunate that you will live for a long time and everyone else around you will die, then you really can appreciate the sad position of this asat, temporary existence. I have lost everything. Where is everyone? There is no one to share my feelings with. There is no one to give something. There is no one to serve. So reality is not like that. Reality is Krishna. When you serve Krishna, Krishna will never leave. Krishna will never die. Krishna will never cheat on you. Just like your girlfriend or boyfriend, they cheat on us. Krishna will never do that. Krishna will never leave you. Just like our friends sometimes leave us. You become a devotee of Krishna, and everyone will kick on your face. Oh, you joined that little cult. Now you don't gratify my senses. You don't do what I want you to do. You don't tell me what I want to hear. You tell me something else. So get out. I don't want to hear from you anymore. It goes like this in this world. So then we become frustrated and sad, unhappy. We cry. Sometimes people commit suicide even. So this is all because of our ignorance. We should hear from someone who knows the reality. That is the spiritual master. Hear from him, deliberate fully on what he says. Compare it also to our own experience. We also deny our experience. Our senses are imperfect, that's right. But we also have some experience, we cannot deny that. So there is something we can relate to. And when it clicks in the heart, yes, this is what I feel inside, that it is reality, then we should act accordingly. Not that I theoretically understand that yes, this is reality, and then act in Maya. That means I don't understand anything. There is jnana, theoretical understanding, and there is vijnana, applied knowledge. So let us deliberate, let us think about our position in this world, in this existence. What is this life? What is this human form of life? Why do I have this developed intelligence that I can think of God, I can think of metaphysics, I can think of something which is beyond this eating, sleeping, sex life, dancing and dying and fearing? Why is it there? It's not just the brain cells. It's something more. We should try to understand. So Krishna gives us this opportunity. He gives us the Bhagavad Gita. He comes as Vyasadeva, gives us Srimad Bhagavatam, gives us all the knowledge. He sends his servants, his pure devotees, spiritual masters, Lord Jesus Christ, Lord Buddha comes, Prophet Muhammad, our Srila Prabhupada. They all come to explain to us the reality. So we should try to hear and think and act. If we act in the proper way, if by proper use of intelligence we come to the right conclusion, then we will become happy. Eternally. Not temporarily, but eternally. So are there any questions?
Any questions?
Any questions or doubts?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
You were saying that we can travel with it, like if we think about the sun, we are automatically there. But I mean, I'm still here.
Yeah, you can go there in your mind. Your mind.
So can we reach the spiritual world like that too? Like when we chant, for example, right?
Meditation is the mind work. Mind work is meditate. We focus the mind. So you focus your mind on some object. You are there in your mind, although that is the subtle vehicle, the mind. Although the gross vehicle, the body stays in one place. Like this body is very slow. If you want to go to Bhane to buy ghee, it takes like 30 minutes to go there and back. Maybe less. But it's just not here on the street. So our body is such slow. But when I think of Bhane, I can be there immediately. So in the mind, not physically, not grossly, but subtly. So this is the speed of mind. Prabhupada explains the speed of mind, that it can go very, very distant places in just a fraction of a second. This is the speed of mind.
So can we reach, like when we chant, like theoretically we are in the spiritual world?
We are practically in the spiritual world. Because the spiritual world means Krishna. We are already in the spiritual world. But that Maya means that this is for me. Therefore we are in the material world. Actually we're in the spiritual world. Why this temple is Vaikuntha? not
Vaikuta?
Vaikuntha. That is the spiritual planet.
Oh.
Vaikuntha means where there is no anxiety. Kuntha means anxiety, like, oh, what will happen? And Vaikuntha is the opposite. So the temple is Vaikuntha. There is no anxiety. Why? Because here everything is used for Krishna, in service of Krishna. That means everything is spiritual. These kartals, these hand symbols, when I take them to jazz festival and start to accompany some, you know, you see? They become material because I use them for my sense pleasure. But when they are used in the kirtan, they are spiritual. The same thing.
And vice versa, if you use jazz instruments in kirtan, they
Yes.
become spiritualized.
Yes. You can spiritualize the laptop, you can spiritualize the car, you can spiritualize the nuclear bomb.
So when we don't like
Spiritualize nuclear bomb on
What do you mean?
when like
What do you mean about spiritualize? That's like a material, like laptop, whatever else?
Yeah, for example, you can translate books, the Bhagavad Gita, for
Okay,
example,
you
in English,
You do for...
and you do something for Krishna there.
Okay, yeah.
You go on internet, you can spiritualize Facebook. You go on the internet and you propagate. Please come on Saturday, 5 p.m. We have a nice program, chanting Hare Krishna, distributing prasada.
Okay, yeah.
So that is why spiritual. You are using it in service of Krishna. You can even spiritualize this body that you have now. Prabhupada gives a very nice example of an iron rod. Iron rod. You know, you put it in fire. It's iron. You put it in fire, and it starts to heat up. Heats up. It becomes red. Then it ultimately becomes white. And when you take it out from the fire, it's white. Whatever you touch, it will burn. So it is no more it is iron. It is fire actually. So similarly, this body, when we constantly engage it in spiritual activities, in service to Krishna, God, it becomes spiritualized. Although you can touch it, it feels like meat, like flesh, but it is not. It is spiritual substance. So we can spiritualize everything. This is the movement. Hare Krishna movement is meant for the spiritualization of the whole human society. We have now nice technologies, computers, cars, this, skyscrapers. We can fly into space for a little distance. We can do this, that, whatever. We have all these, you know, like this Western civilization, nice houses, nice cities, nice towns, nice everything, nice art, this, that, everything is there. But it is all Maya. Why? Because it is temporary. The use is inappropriate. So if we become expert in the science of self-realization, how to use all these things in the service of Krishna, because everything is Krishna's energy, therefore everything can be used in the service of Krishna. So if we learn this art from the spiritual master, then we can live here very nicely. Very nicely. We don't deny technology. There is misunderstanding. People think that we are like some kind of like cavemen. Oh, let's lock ourselves up in a cave. No. Let's use everything. Man, this intelligence given to man is, why is man given such intelligence that he can build a nice house where he can live comfortably? Animals, they also build houses, but sometimes they just stay outside, you know. Their living condition is there's very heavy austerity. They don't even have regular food. They, you know, in winter, sometimes they die, they freeze, like that. So why is this intelligence given to a man? To make up, to arrange, so he can live nicely, comfortably, without any fear, and cultivate spiritual life. So this whole civilization is very nicely built, with all the technologies and everything. But we simply use it like animals, for sense gratification. That also a dog can do on the street. But we should go beyond that. So we should use these nice facilities that are created by our nice intelligence given by Krishna. Sit down, live comfortably, eat nicely, take care of the body nicely, be healthy, and cultivate spiritual life. This civilization of Kali Yuga is really hellish, because that precious time that people can be given, actually, because now there are robots, there are computers, now the technology can do pretty much everything. So people can really chill out now. People should have free time. No one should go to work. Everyone should be actually, as much as possible, the work should be conducted by these robots and computers, machines, And human beings should be given free time so they can cultivate spiritual life. Or if they want to labor, they just, do some nice work, like in the field, grow their own food, like that, have some cows, just living very simply with free time to cultivate spiritual life. That is real human civilization. Prabhupada says that human being should not work very hard like an ass. He should live very nicely, comfortably, chill out, and cultivate spiritual knowledge. And finish this samsara, this cycle of birth, death, old age and disease, and go back home, back to God. Yes, Prabhu.
So how is this, like when you spiritualize like your body, how does it manifest? Can you like see it, like, or like?
Yeah, spiritual body means that you don't have the urge to eat, sleep, enjoy sex, and there is no fear. That is spiritualized body. Just like the Goswamis of Vrindavan, he ate every alternate day 1 spoon of buttermilk, that was it. Some yogis, some big yogis, they don't even eat at all. They don't sleep. So that is spiritual body, spiritualized body. You are the controller of the body, not that the body controls you. You control the body. That is spiritualized body. You just take little prasadam, sleep like half an hour. You are full of energy, blissed out in the service. Just like Prabhupada, supposedly an old man, but he's simply going on. Going on. At the last stage of his manifest presence, he didn't eat at all for weeks. So that is spiritualized body. Eating, sleeping, mating and defending means material body. No sleeping, no eating, no mating, no sex and no fear, no defense, that means spiritualized body. And that is yet only Brahma Bhuta stage. This is not yet the complete perfection. The complete perfection is Krishna consciousness, serving Krishna. Okay.
Some people, I think they will say it's boring.
What is boring?
Not to sleep, not to eat, not to have sex, not to have some intoxication.
How do they know?
Oh, what else can you do with the body?
They don't know what to do. That is their lack of knowledge. That is their ignorance. They don't know. My first question is, how do you know it is boring? How long did you not sleep? For how long time did you not sleep? For how long time did you not eat? For how long time did you maintain celibacy? For how long time did you not felt any fear? What is your experiment and what is your observation? Not that you eat 3 times a day, sleep 12 hours, and then when we explain this philosophy, someone comes and goes, oh, this would be boring not to eat and not to sleep and not to have sex. How do you know?
It's blind faith. It's blind faith.
He does not know what it means, not to sleep, not to eat, not to have sex and not to have any fear, but he says it is boring. This is your thing, in your brain, you can keep it there.
But Prabhupada didn't sleep for a long time.
Prabhupada does not sleep.
Never?
He does like that, but that is not sleep like ours. We were just discussing today that when we go to sleep, in this conditional state of existence, we go like, you forget everything. The saliva goes out, go like that, you have some nightmares, some nonsense, dream. So when Prabhupada goes to sleep, this is not sleep. He closes his eyes, in samadhi, simply meditating on Krishna. He's dancing with Krishna on Goloka. Have a little chill out with Krishna, and then he comes back, opens his eyes at 2 a.m. and starts dictating books trying to save us. So they do like they sleep, but they don't sleep. Their sleeping and our sleeping is different. There is no fatigue. There are, I think in Bhagavatam, Prabhupada explains what are the symptoms of illusion, what are the symptoms of Maya. Hunger, fatigue, sleep, dizziness, laziness, so many, some about, 18 or 20 manifestations of illusion. Until someone is in illusion, he has to be dizzy, sleepy,
Lazy.
unhappy, lazy, not have energy, like that. That means we are in illusion, in the bodily concept. I have to take rest. Like that. So just not to make us freak out, all these persons, they manifest like also like some difficulties or like that. But it's just for us, so we don't freak out. But actually, they don't need this. There are times where they manifest it also, but not very much, because then many cheap people would come, like, oh, some, doing miracles.
He didn't sleep much, he just like kind of meditate all the time when he...
Prabhupada manifested, he's sleeping for like 3 hours.
regenerated his body, but when he eats something, like he's like, a young
very little, very little. He was always served opulent prasadam, opulent preparations by his disciples. And Prabhupada simply took a few morsels and then distributed. So actually he ate very little milk, some fruits, some chapati, like that. And he said like, I sleep for 3 hours, or 4 hours. Okay, so he said like that, but we know that he's not sleep like we do. Yes, Paul?
So I didn't understand that if, like, here it's the spiritual world, right? Because we utilize everything for Krishna. Why still, like, some of us, like, romance, or like we don't completely, like, we don't identify. I mean, me personally, I don't identify with spiritual world at all. I see Krishna in the picture. Yeah. I cannot like dance with Krishna.
That is
why?
That is our inability to appreciate. That we are not realized. We are not realized. So we practically engage in the service. That means that is the spiritual world, but we are unable to realize that. So it's again the same and different at the same time. One and different. Achintya beda beda. So we feel like materially conditioned, which we are not self-realized, but at the same time we are in the spiritual world. Just like, again, it comes to that. Everything is spiritual actually, because the energy is one. Energy is Krishna's energy. Everything is Krishna's energy. That means it is spiritual. Illusion cannot come from truth. So everything is spiritual ultimately, but we have this idea in our mind that we are here to enjoy. That is our conditioning. That's why we have this material thing. Our consciousness is still covered. We cannot appreciate it. Otherwise, we wouldn't sit here like this, because there is Lord Chaitanya there. Prabhupada is here. We would be, like crawling on the ground, and tears would go like fountains from our eyes, like this. We would bathe here our tears of ecstasy if we could appreciate this Vaikuntha. But Prabhupada is constantly in ecstasy because he can appreciate what is the spiritual world. Prabhupada is always in spiritual world.
How does that shloka goes? The Bhagavatam, to understand it, you need your eyes to be seeing.
This is
Brahma Samhita.
Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santah Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shyama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Bhusham Tamam Bhajami. One who has anointed his eyes with the salt of love, he can see Krishna in his heart always, Shyama Sundara, and he also sees everything as belonging to Krishna. He sees everything, he is in the spiritual world. Sadaiva, always. Hridayeshu, in the heart. Any other questions? Chant Hare Krishna Bhagavad Gita ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.